हेलो। सर, गुड आफ्टरनून। शुरू कर सकती हूँ क्या मैं क्लास? स्टूडेंट्स तो आए नहीं है वैसे। सो गुड इवनिंग एवरीबॉडी। आज आर looking into the MSWL 13. Like some of you have had requested me in the past session that the MSWL 13 journal was also not completed, and so they wished some help regarding that. So now today we will be discussing certain points which may of be some which will be common as compared to the MSWL 15 journal as well. So I will just start my presentation. So this is about the MSWL 13. Now this journal is a first year journal for your field work, which is similar to the one which you have seen in MSWL 15. MSWL 15 is the journal for the second year. Now there are great deal of similarities in the 15 as well as the 13 journal. So as we have seen in the 15, even the first page in MSW 13 is similar to the 15 one, where you are supposed to input your information, excuse me, your personal information like your name, address, and phone number, enrollment number, as well as the address of the study center and regional center. Okay, then your agency where you have finished your concurrent visits, all of them, they have to be. So all this information along with your signature, this need to be written here in the first page. Now, just like MSWL 15, here also it is to be pointed out that all filling up all the information is mandatory, and the journal need to be kept safe by the students. So please avoid soiling the journal or doing overwriting or tearing. Make sure that you bind the journal once you get the journal, so it has to be hard bound before you start writing. Otherwise, in due course of time, what will happen, the pages, they will start coming out. Now this face sheet, second, this is a profile of the supervisor. So just like MSWL 15, MSWL 13, the face sheet also has to be written like filled by the supervisor. So the supervisor is going to fill up all the information pertaining to his or her uh, you know uh, interest and area of specialization, and personal information will be required along with the signature. So now the contents are more or less it is the same. There are certain things that we need to understand here. Okay, so this is again similar to the first. This is similar to the MSWL 15, where here it is basically says that the students, they have to complete this journal as part of their master degree program, and this is basically at par with the requirement of the MSW programs in all other universities, where the students, they have to um, actually do practical work along with their theoretical work. So basically, this kind of a field work gives a good opportunities to the students to actually integrate their theory with their practice, or with the practical part. Now, this is actually important because you get a good understanding of the grassroots level. You get a good understanding of basically how what kind of agencies are working on the field, what kind of work they are doing, work that they are doing, and also the challenges that they are being faced with. So all of these aspects you would be doing once you start your field work. Also, it is basically um, it'll give you a good experience of what to expect, what no, not to expect when you are actually working on the field. And also whatever methods you have learned in your theory part, you can actually apply it to the field. So in that ways it is very important for the students to actually do their field work. Now, at the outset, we have already said that for both the year, for first year as well as for the second year, the students will be allotted a field worker, um, a field work supervisor by the university. So the fieldwork supervisor would be an approved supervisor, a supervisor who will be approved by the university, and he and she, it is mandatory, need to have um, a professionally qualified degree in MA in social work, or maybe an MSW. So he or she would have to be a professionally qualified person. And after this we come to the next part, that is the log sheet. Now this is the log sheet where the students will be writing down their information. So they will be giving the name of the organization and the address of the organization that they have worked for the 45 days, and also the main activities for every day. So here you will have 45 rows for one each pertaining to each day. So you're going to write about the main activities that you performed, okay, the date of the activity, the student signature, and the agency supervisor signature. Now, agency supervisor is the person who would be, supervising you in the agency. I've already told this in MSWL 15 while we were doing this, that the students, they will be contacting the agency supervisor, and they will be that person would actually be somebody who would be working in the agency itself. So apart from your fieldwork supervisor, which would be allotted to allocated to you from the university, your agency supervisor is somebody who will be there in the agency and will guide you as to what work is to be done, how it is to be done, and all of these other matters. So you are supposed to fill up all these columns for all the 45 days. Then you also have to paste here the certificate of the concurrent field work that you will be doing in that you have done before the submission of the book. So for MSWL 13, the certificate of 45 days of concurrent work, that would have to be pasted here. Now, there are certain guidelines for the students that they have to understand. First is that you have to take your theory and your fieldwork very seriously. Okay, so take your theory and fieldwork seriously, and because your weightage would be a lot on the fieldwork, around 40 percentage of weightage is for your fieldwork. So it has to be taken very seriously, and all the requirements have to be fulfilled, and the student has to be regular to the fieldwork agency. Then also understanding the fact that sometimes the agency in which we are working, they may be having some limitations regarding maybe space, regarding grants, regarding some other aspects. So basically students, they have to understand their own limitation. So they may go there once or twice in a week, and do not um, plan a very ambitious program for this, like which require you to have very frequent meetings with the persons concerned and going there every day, which may not be possible in your case, or for long term programs. So that is why you have to know your own limitations as well as the limitations of the agencies. So sometimes the agency also may not be able to actually provide you with a lot of other resources because of lack of funds, lack of personnels, lack of motivation among the workers, poor leadership, or lack of infrastructure. There may be a lot of limitations on the part of the agency as well. So you have to be very, um, you know, um, you have to know the limitations of the agency, and you have to use the journal very meaningfully. So make sure that the journal that you get from the university, it is kept very um, it is kept well, it's not torn, it is not mishandled, and of course make sure that you write the reports in a very systematic manner. And attendance is basically mandatory for the whole year. It is 45 days. So basically this attendance for fieldwork is mandatory, and it will be for the full day, so it will be like full working day, so you have to be at the agency for full working days. Okay. And attendance to the group conference as well as the individual conference is also mandatory here. So you have to make sure that you attend the group conferences, you attend the group conferences and you attend the individual conferences. Now we have already discussed what exactly the group conferences and the individual conferences are. Now, this is basically the pro forma for agency visit, for the orientation visits. Now, this is similar to what we have discussed in the, you know, in the 12 in MSW 15. So, you have to first of all, uh, understand all these major points for writing your fieldwork orientation visits requirement. So you will be basically visiting five different agencies during the course of your fieldwork, and these five, agencies that you will visit, they would be basically done with the view to understand the kind of work that is being done in the agency, the nature of agency, what exactly are the services that they provide, and all of these things. So basically, this is the five different agencies you will visit only for your getting information, for only for getting guidance about agencies. So you will write the name of the agency where you have visited, address of the agency. If it has a any mission statement, you will be writing the mission statement. You will give institutional objectives if there is any institutional objective. Most of the agencies, they will be having some or the other institutional objective. So just write down the objective of the agency, what exactly it working for. Then the name of the CEO or the executive officer. Then there may be some agencies which may be having some kind of a um, you know um, board members. So there may be a lot many agencies where there may be board members. So write down the board members, names of the board members, then the type of work that the agency used. Here, then you will write about the nature of beneficiaries. So write down the nature of beneficiaries. If okay, what are the nature and number of beneficiaries that are involved? Geographical area of work, that is to what extent does the this agency extend. So basically, if it is dealing with one particular neighborhood, or if it is dealing with one whole district, so all that you have to write the geographical area of work or the extent of its work. Then here you will also have to write whether the um, agency is registered or not. So just write down the name. So you will be writing down the whether the agency is registered or not. So there may be, most of the NGOs that you will be visiting, they will have to get a registration work. They have to have a registration with the government. And if it's a maybe if it's a you may say if it's a government organization, then they will not be requiring any kind of a registration. After that, we come to the organizational structure. So here you will just draw a layout of the agency, how the organizational structure is, like who comes after. So starting from the top notch position to the bottommost position, just prepare a flow chart like that. Then we will write about the number of staff members and the um, so we will be writing about the number of staff members and the nature of the staff. So right, if they are some maybe say um, the member, what kind of with the number of staff members. So whether if it's a um, so whether if it is a professional staff member or non-professional staff member, or if it's a subordinate, if it's a volunteer, so you have to write like that. Then the history of the organization. So when was the organization founded? All of those um, details you have to write about in here. So history of the organization. Then is the source of funding. Source of the funding is, of course, where do they get their money from. Infrastructure facilities is basically the kind of um, any infrastructure facility if the organization has. So whether it has its own office building, whether it is related to, maybe it has some ground, it has some of its own maybe um, maybe if it is maybe it is has some uh, you may say movable or immovable things, like furniture may be there, some transportation facility must be there. So all of these infrastructure facilities we have to write. Then relationship with other agencies, what exactly is the relationship of the organization with other agencies, how is it related to other agencies, if at all it is related. Then we are going to write about the future plans. So we are going to write about what exactly does the agency this trying to achieve in the near future. Is it making some kind of changes, or if it is planning on some other including maybe including some more projects under its umbrella, or maybe if it seeks to extend in terms of geographical area. All of these any future plans if the organization has, we're going to write about it. If the organization has got any kind of recognition and award, so if they have been awarded by the government, or they have been awarded by some other international agency for any work which has been recognized. you are going to write about it. Then affiliations, if they have any other affiliations. After this affiliation, you will write down about any other information if it is available about the agency. After any other information, you will be writing about the learning process. So basically, what actually you learned during your visit to that place, you are going to. So any learning process, as in if they've learned learning as in maybe you get to understand something which is totally new for your field, so that learning process you may write about, or any other information if you think that may be relevant here, but it is not covered in the previous subheadings, and then you may cover that information here. Okay, now these will be the comments of the fieldwork supervisor, so you need not write anything here. Now, this is a performer for reporting for the concurrent fieldwork. Now, this is similar to what we have seen in the MSWL 15 again, where we will be covering the date of the fieldwork, time spent, then of course activities which were performed that day by the performer, by the agency. Then assigned tasks, if any work was assigned to the student, and observations related to the agency or any other institutional functioning or etc 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 that is related to. After this, you are going to write about the progress of the assigned task in this part also. So how what kind of tasks which were assigned to you, and how further have you been able to actually uh, you know um, uh, what has been the progress in those tasks, so we have to write like that. Then observations related to the agency, so what were, as a student, what have been your observations? So basically you will be writing your observations regarding the agency, and then also about the client system. So who are the clients for which the organization is working, what kind of services have they been getting by the agency, how has it impacted them, all of these things you may just write about your service delivery. And the social work techniques that have been used, so the social work techniques used, you will be writing about this. You will write about your fieldwork supervisors. Here the supervisor will be giving the comment at the end of all of the report. And the social work techniques like listening and uh, you know hearing, active listening, or speaking, counseling, or all of these, any other techniques, home visits, if you have used during the visit, you are going to write about the agents, about the social work techniques used by you. Now, pre-term self-assessment form, this is a similar one as what we have seen in MSWL 15, where there will be certain questions, open ended as well as closed ended, and you have to do all of these questions. So this, as a student, you will be uh, you know um, you will be answering the questions here, and some of them will be open-ended question. Okay, some will be closed-ended. So there will be basically three or four options available to you, two to three options available, and you have to choose from them. And you are expected to actually do those questions depending upon your understanding. So these are various questions relating to different aspects of personality and learning. Okay, so this is important. At the end of this form, there will be name and signature of the student that you would be required to fill along with the date. So please do the needful before you submit your thing. Then is the induction meeting. For induction meeting is basically the first meeting with the supervisor. So whatever information the supervisor gives you during the first meeting, like how the journal has to be written, how the reports have to be written, what are the kind of agencies that can be, you know, visited. So you have to contact your study center for making the supervisor conduct a induction meeting. And uh, uh, and in this induction meeting you will be writing about all of this information. Okay, and all the necessary guidance that is required for the field work that will be given to you by the supervisor, and you are supposed to write a report of the induction meeting. So induction meetings report have to be written, and so while you write the report of the induction meeting, these are some of the things that you have to write over here. So write about the date, time, name of the supervisor, and the um, report over here. Now, all of these reports that you will write, they will be written in what? They will be written in after the induction meeting. We will go to the orientation visits. Now, we have already discussed the major performer for the orientation visits before. So, for your orientation visits, you have been given separately spaces for these orientation visits, and for every visit, you will have to um, ensure that you write the report, and the report has to be written, in this given format over here. So please ensure that you just write the these so then you will be writing the so here you will be writing the performer for this visit which we have already discussed. So just write the um this these pointers with a black pen. So these subheadings will be written in black, and before that you will after that you will be writing about the work about the details in blue pen. So all of this we have already seen: number and nature of beneficiaries and organizational structure. So in organizational structure, you can also write about the professionals, the number. So here you will write the number of professionals working in the organization, their qualification, position held, the superior staff, volunteers, and total. So this is how you're going to write. Now, after this orientation visit, this is the space that you have been given here for writing your orientation visit. So, this initially date, time, duration, name of the organization, name of the fieldwork supervisor, all of this would be filled. And after that, here in the space provided, you will write the name of the details of the orientation visit. So just write down, jot down the the subheadings, and then just write about the subheadings. Just give the information about the subheadings. So these are basically the five orientation visits that we will be doing up. So here are the orientation visits that you have to write. All the five orientation visits you will be writing. After orientation visits is basically the individual conference. Now, once you do the individual conference, once you do the orientation visits, you are supposed to contact your supervisor and write about the individual conferences that take. Okay, so you will be speaking to your supervisor, that is your fieldwork supervisor, who would be given to you by the university, and with your supervisor you will discuss about all the five orientation visits that you have done till now, and the report of that meeting, that would be written over here. So here you are just going to write about all the discussions that happened, what all learnings that you were able to do, how did your report writing go, and all that. So all of that you have to right over here in the space provided for the conference. After the individual conference is a concurrent fieldwork report. So after your this field work, after the orientation visits, you will have to conduct your first individual conference. Okay, so one conference will be conducted by you. After that, you will be looking into the concurrent fieldwork reports. So the concurrent fieldwork reports are basically the 45 days of fieldwork that you have to do as a student. So you have to basically um, see that the concurrent you choose an agency where you can successfully carry out 45 days of work. So the choice of the agency would depend a lot on your situation, as in how um, um, frequently you can visit the field, what are the limitations faced by you as a student, whether the agency is student friendly, whether they have work for you. These are certain things that you have to take into consideration, and always make sure that you keep the supervisor, the fieldwork supervisor, abreast of the progress in your fieldwork. The concurrent fieldwork reports, we have already discussed uh, you know we have already discussed the detailed pro forma of the fieldwork. So the concurrent fieldwork reports would be done by the written by the student, and they have to be 45 days, and as the student's attendance is mandatory, and so we have already seen these pro forma for the concurrent visit before. Okay, and so here the concurrent visit one will be written, where you will be writing the details, all these details, and then you will start writing with the report, which would be written in that same pro forma as we have discussed. So these concurrent visits, there will be separate spaces provided to you in the journal where you can conduct visits, and then you can write the reports in the given format. So this report will be there. So these are the different concurrent visits that are there. And here they have given this option of in between these concurrent visits, they have given different space where you have to write the report of the individual conference. So like once you did your first conference right after the orientation visits, after that you will do your second conference after the ninth visit, after the 10th visit. Okay, so you have to discuss the various things that you have done till now. So discuss about the field work with the supervisor. You will be discussing about all the things that you have done, what has been your progress till now, if you're facing any kind of agency in the you know any kind of problems in the with the agency, or while working in the agency. Okay, so all of these different aspects of fieldwork you will you will be uh, reporting it to the supervisor, and accordingly you will take the supervisor's you know what do they have to say to that. So basically you can take their experiences. So here you will be having individual conferences in between different concurrent visits. Okay, now after this um, after some of this is done, you will be expected to also write a report of your group conferences. Now group conferences are basically conference where a bunch of students who are part of the same batch, they can come up and uh, have at least five such group conferences with the supervisor. So they will have a common meeting with the supervisor where they are going to discuss about their the they are going to discuss about what are the problems that they are facing in the field work, if there is any query related to anything, or some confusion you want to get resolved. All of these things will be discussed in the group conference that would be organized with your supervisor. So these group conferences will also be there. So all this uh, you know information you will be writing out, and then you will start with the issues that were discussed during the conference. Then you will have the 10th concurrent visit, and so on and so forth. So you will have different kind of visits, all the visits for every day. And all of these days, after some interval, you will also have a report for the individual conference and report for the group conferences. Now if you are a single student who is enrolled from your center, then what you can do is that you can easily maybe just try and ask your supervisor to certify that since you are the only student who is who has been uh, you know taken for the uh, taken for the program, and since there are no other students, then a conference cannot be conducted. So it is basically up to your situation. So after this all of this is done, after all the concurrent visits and everything that is done, maybe what you can do is you can just um, finish up all your group conferences and all your individual conferences. So please remember that there has to be 5 orientation visits, there have to be 45 concurrent visits, and in between those visits, there will be at least 5 individual conferences where you will individually participate in the making. Sorry, in the meeting with the supervisor. So there will be these. So this individual conference and group conference, they will be conducted in between these concurrent visits, so that you keep the you know information um, updated to the supervisor, and she gets a good understanding of exactly what you are doing in your field work, how is it going, if the student is facing any problem or not, or if it can be. Okay, so this is basically your individual conferences and group conferences and your concurrent visits. After this, we talk about the self-evaluation report by the student. So now for the self-evaluation report, as we have discussed during the MSWL 15 group, for the MSWL 15 book, there has to be a self evaluation report where the student is going to write about the experiences that he or she has gained during the first year. So, what all experiences you gained during the first year regarding the, uh, agency, regarding the community, and also regarding the knowledge, skills, attitude, development of the professional self, how you were able to improvise on all these aspects. You're going to write about the self evaluation part over here. After the self evaluation, you will be talking about uh, the summary report for the first year fieldwork. So just like in the MSWL 15, you will be given the summary report where you have to write the agencies visited for your field for the orientation visit. So 5 agencies name as well as the date and the concurrent visits. So 5 visits, write down the main activity of every day and the date in which those activities were carried out. That is when you conducted your different concurrent visits. The date of those visits and the main activity that you carried out. After that, you will have the term and self-assessment form will be similar to the pre-term self-assessment form that you have filled in the beginning. There will be questions both open-ended and closed-ended, and you will be asked to do these questions. And at the end of the questionnaire, you are you know this is basically this whole exercise is basically to understand the level of knowledge that has improved during this field work. So you will not be marked for this, but it is basically just a you may say it's a test on the part of the student to actually see for himself or herself how much they have been able to actually gain out of the fieldwork experience. After that, there is a checklist that is being given to you. So all these things that are there in the checklist, you are supposed to finish before you actually start your um, uh, you know uh, uh, work. So you will be writing about the um, if you have read the program guide and field work manual, you have filled out the preterm self-assessment form, induction meeting has been attended, and report has been written for the same. 5 orientation visits have been done, and the reports have been completed. 45 days of concurrent visits have been done, and the reports have been completed. Then, after this, there has to be 5 individual conferences. That is the one-on-one meeting with the supervisor, okay, and a group conferences. That is a whole group meeting with the supervisor, okay, and you have to write at least 5 such reports for both individual conferences and the group conferences. Then there will be a self evaluation report written at the end of the work. You will write your summary reports. Term and self assessment form will be there, which has to be filled. Make sure that the agency certificate which has been given to you in the book, that is pasted, the copy of it is pasted in the box provided during the first during the starting of the journal. Log sheet is duly filled and signed by the agency supervisor. Face sheet is filled and signed by the uh, fieldwork supervisor. Okay, and the agency certificate is filled and signed. So all of these things you will have to understand, and ensure that you have completed all of these activities before you actually give your work for evaluation by the fieldwork supervisor. Now, this is basically the criteria on which you will be evaluated. So, you will be evaluated on the basis of your knowledge, on the basis of your skills as a social worker, and the basis of maybe your development of the professional self. Okay, so these are the different points on which you will be marked by the supervisor. Here is the evaluation report of the supervisor, where your fieldwork supervisor is going to give you global comments. So you don't have to write anything over here. This would be filled by the supervisor, that is your fieldwork supervisor. Here you will be graded by the fieldwork supervisor. So 100 marks will be by the fieldwork supervisor, and another 100 marks will be by the um, fieldwork external evaluator, who would be a faculty of the School of Social Work. So overall there will be 10, 100 marks each. So 10 for induction meeting, 20 for orientation visits, 50 for concurrent visits. Okay, then individual conference group attendance and report, and um, completion of the checklist, all of these things. All of these things will be given. Now, group conference report has not been included over here because there are cases where the student is the only one enrolled for the course. In many places, it happen like that they may not be having any other, information regarding to the any other students if they have been enrolled for the course. So that is why the group conference report has not been included in the final marking. But this is the criteria for marking, and the student is supposed to fill all these columns and all these requirements before he or she would be graded. So this is also something where the student supervisor will be grading you, so you don't have to do this. This last agency certificate is something that you will have to get your certified. So basically, this last certificate that is seen over here, this is a certificate that has to be signed by your agency supervisor. So the supervisor who would be there in your agency, he or she will be signing this certificate with your details. Okay, and this is the same certificate you are supposed to get you're supposed to get it photocopied and then stick it in the initial part of the journal where they have asked you to do, and also keep one copy of this certificate with you. So this is something which is important. So now this is all about your MSWL 13 journal, which has to be completed by the students for your field work. Now, there are certain things that you have to understand and remember also. First of all, you can do this journal during the course of your degree. So you need not complete this journal before you complete your examinations. It's not mandatory to finish your journal by then. You can do it before your examinations, you can do it after your examinations. But the as far as your assignments are concerned, assignments would be have to be submitted before you apply for your examination. um, Journals can be submitted later also, so that is not something which is like, in case if you are difficult to find a time right now before the examination, you don't have to worry about it, but try and complete it within the 2 years time period, that would be always good. Or secondly, this journal would have to be evaluated by the fieldwork supervisor, and then it will go to New Delhi headquarters. So you have to keep this journal very safely. Ensure that you have filled filled the whole different components of the journal. Make sure that there are no overwriting or any kind of tearing of the journal. So please get it hardbound as soon as you get it, and you start writing on the journal after the binding part is done, after you're finished with the journal. Okay, after all the details have been filled, make sure to um, actually using getting a photocopy of this journal. So the photocopy of the journal is very important. Sometimes what happens, the student may lose their journal during the transition, maybe when they are sending it during the postal and another transit mode. So sometimes this may happen, and in order to prevent any kind of problematic situation, what you can do is get a photocopy of this journal after you have completed the journal, before you submit it to the fieldwork supervisor. Attendance to all the days are important. So 45 days attendance is important, but you don't have to visit the agency every day. You can visit the agency once or twice in a week. Okay, because and also understand that the attendance would be for the whole day. So you have to be there in the agency for the whole day. So make sure that you are able to take your other work into consideration as well. So this is all about your journal. Uh, okay, Satabdi, you're there with me. Any questions do you want to ask?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you.
Is Yeah. So you were able to understand what exactly was told to you about the journal. How is it? How you're supposed to write it down? So your MSWL 13 and MSWL 15, both these journals are very much alike. They the the type of reports that you will be writing in both the journals would be in a similar manner. So you will be writing the same type of using the same proforma for writing the reports. Now what you can do is you can work in the same agency for both the year, depending upon the depending upon what your supervisor has to say. So you please discuss your agency with the supervisor before you actually decide to study, carry out your work in that agency. And in case if the agency is same, what you can do is you can take up a different project. So you have one agency which may work on different projects. It may work on family and child welfare. At the same time, it may work in the field of health. It may also work in the field of rural development. So a single agency may also be involved in different projects. So what you can do is maybe for both the years you can have the same agency, but different projects should be there. Okay, don't repeat the same agency and the same kind of work for both the years. And it is always good if you discuss the work with the supervisor. Keep him or her informed about your progress. So this will help you in um, most in actually doing any kind of a work again. So this was all about the MSWL 13 journal that we have discussed. We have already discussed MSWL 15 journal in the past, in the last class. So, any questions, Tabdi, any questions from you, or maybe we can just
Ma'am,
call it
please
a day?
can I get a number for this reference?
You
Yes,
want my
ma'am.
number? See, I can give you my number, that's not a problem. But the thing is, that won't help you much because I may not be your fieldwork supervisor for this. But anyways, still you can have my number. It is 94074. Just write it down if you can. It's 94074
Ma'am, can you repeat it
570
again?
30. Yeah, 94074 94074 570 30. Dr. Chubby Dubey. Okay.
Ma'am, nine four zero
So
seven four
this
five
is my
seven zero
number. Just
30.
30.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
So you can just take it. Although you will have to contact your. Yes, you want to say something?
No, ma'am, no.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Anyways, but you will have to contact your fieldwork supervisor, who will be, um, given to you by the university. So he or she will have to be contacted for your fieldwork. Okay. But just in case, if you have any query, in case if there is some problem, then you may call me. Not a problem. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So thank you so much for joining, Shatabdi, and see you again soon for the next class. And but today we can just leave the session. And thank you once again for joining, and have a good week ahead. Okay, you may leave now. Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.